and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lizzie B and this is Busy Bee Jewelry. So today I've got a couple different things I want to try to get done. I've got these that are already filled in with the first layer. I use the epoxy resin on these with some of the silver flecks. And these two that are filled in also with the epoxy resin with like a white background. So I'm going to try to go over the top of these with some of the UV resin to finish them off. We'll put some flowers and different stuff in them just to finish them up so that they're ready to go up on the website. So let's see, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with these two because I saw this big purpley flower in here that I think would look really pretty in this bigger pendant. A lot of the stuff I do is a little bit smaller, so it's hard to use these real big flowers. Yeah, I'm just kind of flipping through them. Definitely think that I'm going for this big purple one here. So let's see if I can pull this out of here without making a huge mess. Oh gosh, they're kind of stuck together. Okay, got it out. All right, that's definitely the front. Let's just see. Come on. Oh yeah, that's gonna be really pretty. And then I think I'll put one of the little bees in there as well with it. So, I'm not sure what flower I want to use for this one. That one could get like 2 flowers maybe. Would look pretty in there, not this white one that's trying to escape because it would just blend in. Just trying to see if it would look good in that one. It's a little too big. Alright, let's see if this can... It's definitely just going to start with this one. And we'll see how much I'm able to get done. Let me find the bee to go in that. Okay, here's all my little bees. I feel like it definitely needs a big one. And I like the gold in there on that purple. I think that's gonna look really nice. Alright, got that all set. I'm going to go ahead and just cover it with some of the UV resin from Let's Resin. I've got a little bit left in this container and then I've got a whole nother one that's this size. So probably have to dig into that other one today. Now I'm really going to try to take my time with this one and make sure that there's no bubbles before I put it under the light. So just filling it in. I definitely want to dome it slightly. Make sure there's enough in there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and push around on this flower. The lighter to it so that there's no bubbles. It's gonna look really cool, and I'll either make it a larger necklace pendant or it may end up being a keychain. We shall see. Just fire the rest of those bubbles out of there. All right, now I'm just gonna let it sit for a second and see if any more bubbles come up, because that's what I've been doing before, is I see it, it looks good, and then I just wanna put the light on it immediately. So I'm gonna try to just give it a minute here. While that rests to let any more bubbles come up, I'm just gonna decide what flower I want to put in this one. There's this purple one in here that's really pretty. That one might just be the one. All right, I definitely got a lot more bubbles that came up in there, so hopefully it's good. While I was letting that kind of sit, I found the bee and the flower that I wanted to go ahead and put in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put the light on this one. 150 seconds, here we go. Alright, this video has literally taken me days to record because I started the other day and did not get everything finished. I wanted to do these. I had finished up these two, which came out really nice. I really like the look of these. You know, I don't think there's any bubbles in either one of them. Maybe like one in this one. So yay, that's an accomplishment for sure. This one I really like. I like the size of this one too. I think that's gonna make a really nice necklace. This one we'll see, maybe a little big for a necklace, but if I feel like it's too big, I will definitely make a keychain out of that, and it might just be a, you know, giveaway or whatever in one of my orders. So now I just have these left to do. And I went ahead and just already put in what I wanted to put in them. I have a couple sets that I've already done like this, but in gold. I was trying to see if I had them over here to show you guys, but I don't. I must have already put those away. So I wanted to do a silver set of the same thing. So these will be the earrings, and then this will be the necklace pendant. So all I'm gonna do with these is just go ahead and fill in each one with the UV resin on top, and that will be, these will be done. So I'm gonna just kind of move these out of the way because I want to do them one by one. I did put tape under these because I noticed that first layer that I put in with the silver flakes, it had like a little gap in the corner there. I don't know if you can see that, but I didn't want the resin to just leak through right there, so I did fill them in with that tape. So I'm gonna go in with my UV resin from Let's Resin, and I'm gonna start with this one and just fill it in. I liked that purple flower that I picked for the necklace pendant. I thought the purple really went well with the silver. And then I like the look of these earrings with just the bees in them. I think that's really pretty. I made, my stepdaughter made some like that for herself. She really liked that look too. So I just pour that in, and then I like to just kind of make sure the bee is in the middle. Get bubbles pushed up there. Okay. Definitely want the little bee like right smack in the middle. Oh, I see another little bubble. See a tiny bubble in there. There we go. Okay. These tools are great with these little pointy ends. Really have found a lot of use in these, and then they have the silicone brush tip at the end, which is super nice for different functions. All right, that's looking pretty good there. Just kind of let it sit for a second to make sure there's no more bubbles that come up. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It's easier with just the little bees than like the flowers. Like the flowers always get those bubbles underneath of them, so they can be a little tricky. So, all right, let's let that cure. Okay, should be done. Yep. I think these are just so cool. I love the look of these pendants. Really neat. There it is without the blue behind it. And it just looks like the bee is floating in there. So cool. Okay, so there's that one. Let me go ahead and do the other bee. Oop, I'm stuck. Okay. And I'll do the necklace piece last. Done. Looking good. Very pretty. Just peel it off the tape there to make sure. Oh, interesting. It did not cure all the way where that little gap was right here. Interesting. You can see where that gap is. It just did not quite cure all the way there. So just gonna take the tiniest little drop of this. Make sure that's all filled in so it looks even. And I'll go ahead and hit this with the UV light on this side. I'm really surprised it didn't cure through that, but okay, that's fine. Easy fix. All right. Okay, hopefully that did it. Yep. Totally hard now. And yeah, you can't really see it from the front. So good deal on that one. Pretty. All right, last, certainly not least, is the necklace pendant part. Try to make sure this is laying nice and even. I just like to put this, it's like baking paper underneath of it when I'm using the tape, because when I put the tape straight on my silicone mat here, it's really hard to move around, and I'm always like spilling or bumping around what I have inside of the charms and stuff. So I just pop that baking paper underneath of it, and then it's easier to move around. And then if I need to kind of like slide this whole thing off to the side, I can do that too. I think this is gonna look really pretty. Okay, just really want to make sure I push this flour down so that there's no bubbles. I'm going to get that resin all the way out to the edge. Leave a comment down below, maybe some design ideas that you guys have for something like this. These have definitely been like my go-to design, but I'm always wanting to, you know, try some different things and, you know, have some variety out there. It is spring now, so this is definitely a very springy vibe. There's a couple of craft shows happening in my area, and I've been looking at trying to be a vendor at one of those. This is all still very new for me as far as the business goes. But I'm really trying to, you know, get my business out there and, you know, get some more business. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw it under the light. And see you when it's done. All right, let's see if that is done. It definitely is. I don't see any bubbles in here. Awesome. Definitely having an easier time working with the UV resin now. Let's see about the back of this one, because I know it had like a tiny gap, but not like that other one. So, okay, this one is totally good on, oh, actually it somehow got a little bit down there, maybe through a gap. Just down here at the bottom. It did not cure. So I'm just kind of brushing that out where it was, and just do a quick 60 seconds on the back to finish that one up. All right, now we should be good. Yep. All right, so there's that one. It's gonna make a really pretty necklace. And I recently, if you've watched my shorts, you'll see I used some of these in one of those videos to make a really cool bracelet, which I'll probably make a longer video on, you know, how I did that. But these are super cute. They've got the loops on either side, so I think I will, you know, add maybe even like 2 of these, and I'll fill them with something to just add to this so that the necklace is a little bit, you know, more of something than the earrings. I think that'll look really good. Yeah, that's definitely gonna look really pretty. All right, I wasn't necessarily gonna do this right now in this video, but since baby boy is actually still sleeping, I'm gonna chance it, and I'm gonna go ahead and make these other 2 really quick. So I'm just going to, you know, I'm gonna want them kind of facing this way. And I think, you know, I'm just gonna leave the background clear, but I wanna use a similar flower that's in there. So I'm gonna take some of these smaller ones off of this one and just plop them in there. But first, This is how I did the bracelets too with this, where I just did a very thin layer of the clear, cure that, and then place the flowers on top of that. Just hold this tape down with the popsicle stick because otherwise my gloves totally stick to it. Push that out to the edges. I feel like adding the layer in first just helps for placing the flowers and them not, you know, getting as many bubbles underneath of them and stuff like that. So there's that. Any bubbles out. Go ahead and cure that layer. While that's curing, I will get these flowers out of here and ready to place in. All right, that first layer is cured. I already pulled the tiny flowers out. I just want, you know, a little bit of them in each one. Just kind of put them in there and then wiggle them around until I get a look that I like. That I didn't use. I'll just plop them in my little container here where I keep some of the extra flowers that I'm either working with, or like this where I have them left over. Here's one more. Okay, there we go. So now I'm just gonna drip the resin into these. Try to do these at the same time. Hopefully that doesn't cause problems. Spread that resin out, and then I can kind of adjust little flowers, get them exactly where I want them in there. I like how this one turned out with this one little flower in here is kind of squiggly. I like how it looks. Yeah. Back in and just kind of press them down one more time. Yeah, this is really gonna look super pretty with that. Probably what I'll do is once I cure these, kind of in the video there, because I probably won't get much more nap time from baby boy, and then I will be posting a short putting these together and the finished product and everything. I might even have that done before I post this video, so maybe I can get some pictures of the finished product up at the end of the video for you guys. I've definitely got a couple more videos planned for the next couple of days. I really want to try the like flower effect with the alcohol ink like people do on the coasters, but I want to try to do it in more of a pendant size. I've seen that, so maybe like this size, and definitely got flowers on that one. Definitely this size I think would come out really cool, so that'll possibly be the next video that comes out after this one. I know like while I'm filming this I've got another video that'll come out before this one, but I'm in the process of editing that one and getting it up right now. Alright, I think that's good. I'm gonna go one more time with the lighter, and let's just go ahead and cure these. Alright, those are done. Let's see. Maybe a couple little bubbles in there, but super tiny. You're not really going to be able to see them. Very cool. They're so dainty. They're really going to look good with this larger pendant. Pop them out and see them on the white background there. Really nice. That's gonna be awesome. Here's the earrings. Super cute set. This will be up on the website eventually. And again, that is busybeejewelry.com. Check out the website. Here's everything we made for this video. I really like how some of this, all of it really, turned out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day.